Hey guys, my name is Jeff, and this is Sports Talk 11. I've got to make it quick this week just because I got to get back to studying for my midterm. But I was just going to make a video talking about Hockey Day in Canada, and that was great. It was an amazing day, just tons of hockey all day long, and yeah, great matchups. Mike Fisher scored in overtime, huge goal. Unfortunately, both teams in the Montreal-Ottawa game had injuries that to very good players on each team. Obviously, the Canadians lost Mike Camilleri for 6 to 8 weeks right now, and that's definitely going to hurt their playoff chances because this guy is their go-to guy. He's their top scorer, and they need him. Not quite as bad as if they'd lose Markov again, but still not great. And then the Sens lost Nick Foligno to a broken leg. He's probably out 4 to 6 weeks, so that's not good either. But luckily, we have some depth to replace him, and it's not like Daniel Alfredson went out again or something. Um, Watching the Canucks Toronto game was crazy. The Sedins, oh my god, those guys are like I knew they were amazing. I have Henrik Sedin in my pool, but how they see each other on the ice, I don't know. At one point, Henrik, I think it was Henrik Sedin does a backhand saucer pass right across the slot, right onto the stick of Daniel. Not even looking at him. Like how the hell does he know he's there? They just destroyed the Leafs defense, and then the last game of the night, Calgary came back and ended their losing streak and continued the Edmonton losing streak. Edmonton just looked terrible in that game, and those guys have got to make a Calgary-like trade because the Calgary Flames and the Toronto Maple Leafs made a definite blockbuster on Sunday. If you guys weren't paying attention, Phaneuf goes to Toronto. Ian White, Matt Stajan, Nicholas Hagman, Jamal Mayers goes to Calgary. Toronto also gets a pretty decent prospect in Keith Ollie. He was a defenseman at the World Juniors for Canada when they won gold in Ottawa. And they get winger Frederick Sjöström, who's I don't know too much about. He's a fourth-line grinder type player, though. So, kind of changes Mayers, who fights a bit more, for Sjöström, who's more of just a pure grinder. And this deal really helps out the Leafs moving forward with their team because Phaneuf's a great young defenseman. The cap, his contract isn't great, but they need more players like this, and they have the cap room, I guess, to do it. Even though next year they're kind of screwed cap-wise because they'll have 12 mil to sign 6 players. But it does help them out in the long term because these guys that they trade away, they weren't doing anything. They weren't winning with them. And when you're not winning with them, Burke just likes to ship you out, and that's exactly what he did. So got rid of them, got a good return, and then they also traded and got they traded away Toskala and Blake and got Giguere, which was another. Oh, that one was a bit more questionable move because Giguere does have a year left after this one with a 6 mil cap hit. So next, like I'm saying, this offseason the Leafs aren't going to be able to go out and sign Kovalchuk. They're not going to be able to go sign Patrick Marleau or a player like that they need, and they'll be lacking good scoring forwards. They'll have to bring up people from the Marlies and hope that they can carry the boat ride from there. But this helps out in the future for sure. Now the Leafs have a goaltender who can kind of help Gustafsson learn how to play goalie for the next couple of years and be a mentor to him, which is great. And they got rid of the Blake contract and the Toskala problem, which was obviously great for them. And then Calgary Flames perspective, this was purely a move to inject offense right into their lineup, and because Dion Phaneuf apparently he's gone to a Sean match with Sutter, the coach Sutter, in like about a month ago, and apparently he just wants to play his style. He doesn't want to change it up, even though his game still needs some work. And yeah, apparently his attitude in the dressing room isn't great. So maybe that's why the Flames want to trade him. And and they also need some more offense because they weren't scoring goals. And they have a ton of great defensemen. They still got Regier, they still got Bouwmeester, they still have Giordano, who's playing awesome. So this helps them out too. It gives them some instant offense. And if they manage to re-sign some of these guys, then this trade would work well for them in the long term as well. So moving from there, the Calgary Flames are right now trying to trade Olli Jokinen to New York in exchange for Kodalik and Higgins. But there's this whole deal is kind of getting stalled right now. Some people are saying Calgary's stopping it. Some people are saying Kodalik stopping it. I think Kodalik isn't doing it because he was played for Edmonton after the trade deadline last year. Sorry, and he thought that was too much time in Alberta. After that, he's like, that's as much time in Alberta as I'll ever spend. So he apparently doesn't like it there, and he has a no trade clause. So I don't know what's going to happen with this whole mess. In my opinion, I don't think this trade's going to go through because if it could have gone through, it would have already gone through. And it was a bad trade in my perspective for Calgary, because it doesn't really help them out cap wise if they're trying to sign Kovalchuk or something like that. And I'd rather have Ole Jokinen than the other two because Higgins has 12 points this season and Kolik's been scratched his last 8 games. So it's just not a good trade in my opinion. I don't know what Sutter's thinking there, but that's all, I guess. And respond with who you think won the Calgary and Toronto trade. Do a comment. Tell me who you think won that trade and why. You can say in the long term. You can say in the short term. Say it however you want, but tell me who you think won the trade. And I'll see you guys some other time. Thanks.